What's up, everybody? Welcome to Live Fridays with the Traveling Tennis Coach, a platform I use to interview coaches, pro players, tennis enthusiasts, you name it. By trade, my name is Chris Clark, former college tennis player, tennis pro, and tennis enthusiast. I'm super pumped up and excited to welcome in our guest, WTA player from Moscow, Russia, Anna. Check it out. How are you?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
Good, good. How's your day going?
My day is going perfect, but I'm a little bit tired because it's a lot of stuff like studying, business, practice, trainings, everything.
Yeah, I know. It's so good. I feel like I know you because we've been talking over the last week, but it's
Yeah.
nice to put a name to the face, right?
Yes, right. I'm
So,
sorry, this is just my clock. It's fine, it's just gonna pass.
oh,
Yes, in a few seconds.
yeah, no worries. It won't bother me. It won't bother me. So one, thank you for jumping on. Two, I
Yeah,
would
thank you
love.
for inviting.
Yeah, no, I would love to, if you could just tell everybody a little bit about yourself, your background, and your tennis to kick things off.
Well, my name is Anna.
Yeah.
I'm 21 year old and well, I started tennis when I was 5 years old. So already 16 years I've been catching this yellow ball. And yeah, usually I just travel around the world and play some competitions like all the professional tennis players.
Hmm.
Just now I'm stuck in Moscow because of this situation, and I'm trying to do my best what I can.
Yeah.
At what else can I tell? At 14, I started. No. Too early. At 16, I started playing pro,
Okay.
and for 5 years, I've been playing pro. Now my WTA ranking is around 800. So yeah, I was just trying to raise this level. I was playing last tournaments in Heraklion, and suddenly this quarantine came out.
Yeah.
And
Which
I stopped my journey for a little bit, but I still continue practicing.
awesome, awesome. So being on the WTA tour, like what do you like about playing professional tennis? What are some of the challenges that you face and see on a day-to-day basis?
Well, I enjoy pretty much all this life. Like all the time you travel, first of all. So every week you might be in different countries. Me personally, I adore the flights, the travels to see new countries, to meet a lot of people, to see the new cultures, and to play tennis for sure. I mean, this is just so enjoyable to play competitions all the time, to show your best. Like life on tour is mostly about sacrifices, because you sacrificed your personal life, you sacrificed your family, you don't see your family, your friends, you just put all the effort into it. So yeah, but I mean, pretty much it's my choice, so I enjoy it for 100%. Some challenges, like I said, it's sacrificing, and it's putting 1000% of yourself every day. It's all the time overcoming yourself, all the time, even when you are tired, even when you're sore, your body hurts, you don't want to wake up, you need to wake up, and you want to do it because this is your goal.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
No,
pretty much about this.
no, that's awesome. Um, as you think about your goals, and I know I'm sure this is kind of probably shifted. I saw a question come in, so I was like, hey, I'll ask that.
Yeah.
Um, like, what are your personal professional goals?
Well, I wouldn't say loudly to all the public what I dream of. I think
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's clear for sure, but
Hmm.
the main goal is to become the best, becoming the better version of myself every day, to get as high as possible,
Hmm.
to show what I really can, like to explore my potential fully, to reach, if there is some final condition I can reach, I'm not sure there is a limit to perfection. So we're gonna see, but mostly about becoming better and better every day and reaching what I can, and we're gonna see how it works, how it goes.
Absolutely. No, no, that makes sense. And then just in terms of COVID and being inside, you've been just looking at some of your posts, you're incredibly positive. And I think
Yes.
a lot of people can benefit from one, positive people, but two, just knowing how you are staying so positive. Because I think that's a testament to who you are as a person. And I think, like I said, a lot of people can learn from that.
Yeah, I think it's the biggest challenge because when you're sitting at home, your mind starts to put yourself in depression, into self-doubt, into if I will be able to play again, if I will be able to play at the same level as I did.
Yeah.
But the thing is to understand that these thoughts are mostly about the future. Like I was playing 1 month ago my best tennis of my life. This is about the past. And when we think about the future and the past, we forget about living in the moment. So all the worries in our minds are because we forget to live in the present moment. So what I do now is I'm trying to focus on what I can do. Like for 100%, I cannot control the virus. I cannot control the quarantine. I cannot control anything. The rules. It's not in my power. But what is in my power is I can practice at home, and I can do my best here. So everything I can use, I use. So everything I can control, I control. And when you realize that you control everything you can, then you just let the rest flow, and you just flow. It just like this.
Yeah, it puts your mind at ease, right?
Yeah,
And I think
just
that's important because a lot of times we try to control things that are outside of our control.
that's true.
For example, here in the States, most states now, we're under lockdown until the end of May. And there's a lot of upset people about that, but we can't control that, right? So I think it's about controlling what you can and then making peace with what you can't control is
Yes, that's
super
true.
important as
I
well.
mean, even in this quarantine, there are actually a lot of advantages. For example, you can, if you're in your home, in your own home, you can see your family, which is mostly impossible when you're traveling on tour. You can take some time to rest because on tour you're always running somewhere. You need to be better. You need to do your best. You always need to hurry and to get off your limits. And now you can just breathe in, breathe out, to read some books, to learn something new, to cook, to enjoy your family, your house, your life. I mean, this is for me especially, this is I don't know even how to say, it's valuable
Yeah,
for 1000%.
cool. Yeah, no,
Priceless,
I couldn't
priceless.
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Um, One of the questions I was just thinking of off the top of my head, like I know you've been playing for a while. Do you have like a favorite match that comes to mind or a favorite player of yours that you played against? I'm just curious, out of curiosity.
Well, there were a lot of actually spectacular matches, spectacular matches, but I think the one of my favorites is the last one that I did in Greece just before the lockdown game.
Okay.
So it was the Italian girl I played against. So I was staying there for 5 weeks. It was my 5th week there. The first week I came, I played in the first round. I played against the girl and I lost against her in 3 sets. She won the tournament, and then she played the final next week. And all the weeks I was losing to the good players in the first, second round, while all the time having chances. So it's pretty close all the time. And I was at this time I was feeling like I improve with every match because from each match I was getting some lessons. And then the last tournament I passed the first round. The second round I was facing this girl I lost on the first week. And then I just concentrated all the lessons from all these 5 weeks, everything we worked on, and I won 6-love, 7-6. And I was actually playing my best tennis this match.
Yeah.
And then I was pretty much excited about the quarters next day. And then lockdown came.
And
So
everything just shut down, right?
yes.
Tournament stopped. Wow.
And I mean, I was pretty lucky to come back home because I took the tickets straight the next morning. And then some girls from Russia as well, but from St. Petersburg, they had the flight next day, and they stuck for 2 days in the airport.
Wow.
So I was pretty lucky to leave so early.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's amazing. That's amazing. What's one thing, you think about, you've been traveling since 14. I'm sure you've been playing longer than that, but
Yes.
as you think about, your 14-year-old self, and there's a lot of, juniors that follow you, there's juniors who follow me. Like, as a pro, what's some advice you would give to them, that they would be able to benefit from, like as a junior, if they want to play pro?
As a junior, if they want to play pro, I mean, I think it would be just to follow your goal and follow your dream without thinking too much. For example, I know there are some moments of self-doubt when you think if you want this, if you need this, but if you feel with your heart that you really want to reach your goal and everyone else is saying like it's impossible, don't believe.
Yeah.
This is just one thing I realized, because I was told 1 million times I will never win a match, I will never win a tournament, I will never do this, do that. And this is just not true. I mean, I passed through all of this stuff since 10 years old, and I realized everything I never had talent, and I think I still don't have. It's mostly about the work. The only thing that my parents gave me, I've been growing it myself, that all the best things come with work. It's not about talent, it's not about luck, it's just 5 and 5% maybe. All the 90% is your capacity to work. So work off your butt.
Yeah.
And never doubting yourself. That's it.
And I couldn't agree more. Yeah, someone said truth. I couldn't agree more with you, because I find in these days, like, a lot of kids just think it's supposed to be easy, and they're not built for the hard times. And I just think if you want to be a pro, you have to be willing to do what other people are not willing to do. You have to sacrifice hanging out with friends. You have to stay up late watching tape. You have to get up early to practice. Like, there are just things you have to do to differentiate yourself. And if you're willing to do it, you still may not be a pro, but you're going to put yourself in the best position to be a pro.
True. Yes, you need to prioritize. Prioritize all the time. You need, in every moment of life, you need to think what you want the most. I mean, there's gonna be a moment for sure when your friend's gonna call you for a night out or something like this, or like party, like normal teen parties.
Yeah.
I mean, I never had this in my life, never, because all the time I was so much focused, and I'm so thankful for that. I mean, my parents, my coaches were they were not strict because I was already grown in this, so I was already disciplined so much. But I see a lot of young players talented. Sometimes they just go out of this way because no one told them that to reach your goal, talent is not enough. One more time, yes, and you need to be focused. When your friends go out, you need to stay home. When they go to bed late, you need to sleep early. When they eat burgers, you need to eat healthy, because you're gonna profit from it later. Maybe now you don't believe it, but later you're gonna profit from it.
It is hard because a lot of times we live in the moment. So you're like, this one burger won't help me, and then that one burger becomes one burger a
Yeah,
week,
this is the
one burger
biggest
every other
thing.
day,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. I mean,
then
you can enjoy your burger until it's every day. I mean, once a week, it's fine if you eat healthy the rest of the week. But if you start to give yourself excuses every day, then you need
yeah,
to think about it.
absolutely. And also too, and tell me a little bit about this. I thought I read you have a motivational blog, right?
Right. So
Wait,
first it was on two languages,
okay.
but now it's only Russian language because it takes a lot of time, and I realized first I started to read it just in English because in English it was easier for me uh, to to say all my thoughts on the paper. It was easier in English, and then I started to divide for half and half,
Okay.
and then
The tennis, but also just the mental aspect.
well, I think everyone is going to be in the same conditions, but I think the biggest challenge will be about the getting into the tournaments because everyone will start playing again, and then I don't know how many sponsors left, how many tournaments it's gonna be. Maybe it's gonna be 2 3, and with my current ranking probably it's not gonna work out for first 2 months, so it's gonna be tough about this, about my game, about physical shape, about mental health. Everything we do now, I'm sure I will not lose too much because I mean it's not something you lose like this if you still work, if you keep yourself in shape, if you talk to yourself every day. Like, I mean, this is also about mental health, meditations, visualization, everything. So if you work on this stuff every day, you're not gonna lose that much. If you just stay on your sofa like this and you don't do anything, then maybe you will have some challenges to get back about intensity, maybe about the endurance, because it's special things on court as well. We will see.
Yeah.
But I mean, there is no challenge you cannot overcome, so
That's
we're
no,
gonna
that's
fight.
true. Yeah, yeah. No, I agree with that too. Life wasn't made to be easy. The more you take on, the more challenges that you'll have, the better your ranking goes up, the more challenges that you're going to be presented with. I mean, it's easy like me never to have a ranking, right? But it's much harder to have a ranking, and that's why I call it in the US, we say the funnel gets narrower because there's just more people or less people at your level. And again, I can really appreciate that. I can really appreciate that. So I am out of questions. I can always find more to ask though. But no, the last one I'll leave you with, and you don't have to answer this, but I always ask like two things. One, what do you think? Because I coach, right? So what do you think makes a good coach? And I think you have some good insight there. And then if you want to tell everyone where you're going to be in the next 5 years, great. If not, we'll just wait and see.
Okay, so about the coach,
Mm-hmm.
I think the best thing is to I would say adaptation and never stop learning. Because, for example, there are some coaches that think who think they are already gods. They never listen to players.
Yeah.
They um, and they don't want to learn some new stuff. They don't want to listen to the opinions of other people, and this is pretty bad because I mean, this world is flexible.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you have to be flexible to stay on the wave all the time.
Mm-hmm.
If you just stuck yourself in your own head, even if you know a lot,
Yeah.
even if you're a really great coach, if you already achieved something, but then if you don't adapt, if you don't develop yourself, it's not gonna work out for a long time.
Right. Yeah. I
And
could.
about adaptation to players as well, because all the players are different. Something works for one player and something doesn't work for another player. You cannot treat everyone same way.
And what you really said stuck out to me. I feel a lot of coaches want to talk and they don't want to listen. And I think a good coach really understands his players. He listens to what they have to say. And again, it's not going to be all happy times, right? Losing isn't fun. And you hit it right on the head. Every week, every player virtually loses. So at some point during the week, you're going to have like a bad day, even
Yes,
the
that's true.
best. So it's listening, figuring out, and then understanding how you get better and not just being so hard on the player. We're gonna play good. You're gonna play bad. You're gonna play great. You're gonna play horrible. It's just everything's gonna happen throughout the year, right? Injuries, little nicks and bangs up here. So, yeah,
Yeah, I
I get
mean,
it.
this is really important. I changed 7 coaches, and I worked with one coach 7 years, and I'm really thankful because he put me from juniors to the pro level. But then I started to have this tough period when I, I wouldn't say they were bad coaches. Maybe for some people they were, they are good, but we didn't cope with them because I also have this tough character, and you cannot. You never need to push me, and some of them
Yeah.
were telling you you are bad, you don't want to push yourself. And me, since 5 years old, I've been pushing myself every single day, so I was thinking there is something wrong in this. So yeah, this is actually really tough if you have this kind of coach that
Mhm.
never listens to you. There, you cannot make trustful relationships, and without trustful relationships there is no way to get the high results.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well said. And your English is amazing, by the way.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah, very good English. Very good English. Um, and then again, you don't have to answer, but down the road, where will we see you in 5 or 10 years? And you'll still be very young, by the way.
I
In
will
10 years,
be
you'll be 31.
31.
Although that seems ancient, but
Well, until 27 I plan to win some Grand Slams, maybe.
okay, nice.
And then at 27 I plan already to start getting family. Maybe then I will come back, maybe not, but I
Hmm.
don't want. It's not like I don't want, but we will see. It's like tell the God about your plans and he will laugh about it. So
Yeah, yeah.
we
No, and
will
I
see
mean, I
how it
think
goes.
just while setting goals can be very challenging or like can be put a lot of pressure on yourself, I think it's very good to still have that big picture of where you want to go, and then more importantly, like what are those steps that are going to allow you to get there. um, it's funny because as a kid I would say I dreamed of playing at Wimbledon and I dreamed of playing at the US Open, but the problem was while I dreamed I didn't work. I didn't have that work ethic, and I really developed that when I was playing college tennis. I had that work ethic to figure it out. But then again, I just was like, hey, that'd be fun to play there, but I wasn't willing to put in the work. So you're putting in the work and you're doing a lot of the things right. So I'm excited. Maybe one day you'll be able to sign an autograph for me.
I'll be happy to do this. I can do it now, even in the perspective.
Yeah, put a pin on the screen. It might work the same way.
Like all the players do after match.
Yeah, yeah, right. Well, that's all the questions I have for you.
Okay. It's been a really nice talk. Thank you.
Yes, this has been great. Thank you so much. And I look forward to talking to you again soon in the future. And I wish you the best of luck. And I know you're going to be very successful. You have a
Thank
very you have a very wise mind for 21 years old.
thank you so much. It was